So big things are happening in DC this summer. They're having their first major event since Flashpoint. Superheroes are going to be going head to head and duking it out in Trinity War. Here's everything you need to know. Before we take a look at the superheroes involved, we must first take a step back. The foundation of Trinity War began thousands of years in the past. From the Rock of Eternity, the Council of Wizards deemed it necessary to punish the three greatest transgressors of mankind. This Trinity of Sin was accused of misusing magic in the worst ways imaginable. The first transgressor we'll look at is Pandora. This woman started out as a human in ancient Greece. When exploring in the forest, she found a golden skull which would later be called Pandora's box. She accidentally opened it and unleashed the 7 deadly sins on the world, which I will discuss later in the video. After these sins corrupted the world, she was brought before the council. Although she expressed remorse, they branded her as evil. Her sentence was an eternity of loneliness. For thousands of years she walked the earth as an immortal, yet unloved being. She trained in the magic arts with everyone from druids to Tibetan monks. During the Flashpoint event, she used her power to merge 3 universes into one, creating the New 52. In the present, she has decided that she must attempt to atone for her mistakes. She has trained herself to recapture the 7 deadly sins, and is driven in her quest to do so. She even broke into Argus, the US government's agency that deals with superheroes, and stole back Pandora's box. Unfortunately for her, she has been unable to open it. Before he died, the wizard Shazam appeared to her and apologized for punishing her. He also told Pandora that only the strongest of heart, or the darkest, can open the box. Pandora has openly said that she will use the Justice League to achieve her goals. The second of the Trinity Sin is the Phantom Stranger. His crime was betraying his closest friend. He too begged for forgiveness, but was punished anyways. His sentence was to forever be a stranger in the world. Those around him would never truly know him. After he was cast out from the Rock of Eternity, he found that he had been given a necklace of silver coins and a cloak, which he would wear forever. He did find purpose though. The Voice, which could be considered God in the DC universe, gave him divine instructions to follow. By doing the bidding of the Voice, the Phantom Stranger hopes to find a release from his punishment. In one case, he followed the Voice's instructions and betrayed a Gotham City detective by leading him into a warehouse ambush. This detective, Jim Corrigan, would be transformed into the Spectre, an instrument of divine retribution for the Voice. Although the Phantom Stranger felt bad about the betrayal, he noticed that one of the coins on his necklace fell off. He hopes that if he can do the Voice's will and remove all of his coins, that he can be freed from his eternal punishment. In the pages of Justice League Dark, the Phantom Stranger asked the magical team to align with him in the upcoming war. Justice League Dark refused, but he was later summoned by their leader, John Constantine. Constantine revealed that he had somehow acquired one of the Phantom Stranger's coins. Without it, the Phantom Stranger will never be able to move on. Constantine demands his allegiance in return for the coin. The final member of the Trinity Sin is the Question. The specifics of his crime are unknown, but it can be inferred that he accumulated a great amount of power and renown. He apparently held on to this power through fear. When brought before the Council of Wizards, he openly challenged them, saying he refused to accept their authority. His punishment was that he and everyone else would forget his name. He would forever question his identity and forever search for answers. Of the Trinity of Sin, he is the one we have seen the least of. Working out of Hub City, the Question solved crimes while attempting to piece together his own identity. He knows of the other 2 members of the Trinity of Sin, and believes they can help uncover who he is. In the pages of the Phantom Stranger, he manipulated events so that the Phantom Stranger was stabbed by the Spear of Destiny. He hoped it would kill the Phantom Stranger, saying, "Just die already." We also don't know if he is already aligned or even interested in aligning with any of the teams out there. The Trinity of Sin are definitely going to be crucial in the Trinity War. For all we know, they could each be backing a different league and use them to wage war on one another. The first Justice League we should take a look at is simply the Justice League. They are seen as the premier superhero team on Earth. The group initially formed during Darkseid's invasion of Earth. Superman is the main muscle on the team. The most powerful being on the planet, Clark Kent was raised in Kansas by a couple of farmers. With one of the purest hearts in the DC universe, Superman is certainly an obvious choice for Pandora when it comes to opening the box. Diana Troy, Wonder Woman, is another living god on the team. Though not as strong as Superman, no one else is capable of matching her strength. One of the most important things to note about her is that she recently began a romantic relationship with Superman. This pairing, along with the potential for superpowered offspring, has sent the world into a panic. Both heroes and villains, friends and foes, are intent on counteracting the ramifications of this romance. Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, is the current leader of the Justice League and is one of the people who fears this relationship. Although he has no superpowers, Batman is one of the most dangerous characters in the DC universe. It is also important to note that he is the closest friend of Superman. Recently, we have seen that he has his own countermeasures to deal with each member of the Justice League should they get out of control. When things inevitably spin out of control during Trinity War, everyone will be looking to Batman for a plan. Victor Stone, Cyborg, is the son of an Argus scientist. When he was severely wounded during Darkseid's invasion, his father fused Apocalypse tech into his body, making him half machine. As time has progressed, Cyborg has installed technological updates to his body that improve his machinery but also make him less human. He is potentially the most powerful member of the team, as he can access any computer on the planet at any time. There is no such thing as privacy when it comes to Cyborg. Arthur Curry, Aquaman, is the half-Atlantean, half-surface dweller king of Atlantis. DC's last mini-event, The Throne of Atlantis, had the Justice League battling the invading armies of Atlantis. As members of the Justice League, Aquaman and Batman have often clashed when it comes to leadership. Both feel they are best qualified. One of Arthur's main villains, the Black Manta, was also seen being potentially recruited by the Secret Society. Next up is Barry Allen, the Flash, who is often seen as the team's comic relief. Tapping into his power source, the Speed Force, he is able to move at the speed of light. Barry played a huge role in DC's last major event, Flashpoint. His actions led to the altering of the time stream, and Pandora utilized this opportunity to merge the comic book universes. In the New 52, Flash is still the protector of both Central City and Keystone City. Recently, he crossed paths with the Justice League Dark Team and helped them regain control of their home base. He came away from the team-up with a very positive view of the other team. He even went as far as to say he's never felt so at home on a group mission. This bond could definitely be important in the future. The Green Lantern Hal Jordan actually quit the team in Justice League number 12, so there's no way of knowing for sure if or how much of a role he could have in Trinity War. More recently in his own title, Hal has been made leader of the entire Green Lantern Corps. Thus, he may be too busy to have any role in this event. After the events of Throne of Atlantis, the Justice League felt undermanned and they invited in new recruits. The first, FIRESTORM, is a hero that is actually made up of two people, Ronald Raymond and Jason Rush. The hero is able to transmute any type of matter into any other type of matter. This requires a strong knowledge of chemistry, which FIRESTORM doesn't really have. FIRESTORM is fairly young and thus inexperienced. The second new recruit on the team is Emily Sung, Element Woman. She is a completely new creation that seems to have come out of the Flashpoint event. She can change her body into different organic compounds and is able to morph her body to a certain extent. What really sticks out about her is her positive attitude and general excitement about being a member of the Justice League. Another new member of the Justice League is Rhonda Pineda, the Atom. She can shrink herself down to a microscopic level. She has also demonstrated a curious ability to interface with computers. Outside of that, we know very little about her. She is one of the younger members of the team, and more recently we found out she is actually a mole for Amanda Waller and the Justice League of America. While she appears to feel bad about being a spy, there is no telling where her loyalty may lie in an upcoming war. The Justice League of America is a team of heroes that was built by Argus and the United States government to counteract the power of the Justice League. Amanda Waller built the team mainly out of fear. The relationship between Superman and Wonder Woman gave her the justification to put together her own team. In the past, she had a covert ops squad called Team 7, as well as a team of convicted criminals called the Suicide Squad. With the Justice League of America, she has gathered a group of even more powerful individuals. She initially picked her members based on how they would counter the current Justice League. While the reader can view Amanda Waller as a person who wants to make the world a better place, she is willing to cross whatever lines to do so. In order to recruit many of the JLA's members, she has blackmailed and threatened them. Steve Trevor is the field leader of the Justice League of America. He is best viewed as the all-American man. Although he has no superpowers, he has extensive combat training and was even part of Amanda Waller's Team 7. On Team 7's final mission, the group recovered Pandora's box. They took it back to Argus and placed it in the Black Room, where it remained until Pandora stole it back. Trevor's bigger claim to fame is that he was the one who first discovered Wonder Woman when she entered the mortal world. It can be assumed that he fell in love with her and was crushed when she didn't reciprocate those feelings. While he isn't afraid of a Superman-Wonder Woman relationship like everyone else, he is deeply and emotionally hurt by it. Steve has also crossed paths with Justice League Dark. In fact, he was the one who gave them their name. It is also important to make a distinction between him and Amanda Waller in that he is truly a good person and won't cross the same line she will. Along with Superman, he may also have a pure enough heart to open the box for Pandora. The next member of the JLA is John Johns, the Martian Manhunter. He's the last of the Martians. In the New 52, he has also served on both the main Justice League and Stormwatch, but he left both groups abruptly and messily. Steve Trevor brought him in to counter Superman. In addition to super strength, shapeshifting, and flight, the Martian Manhunter also has telepathic powers. He does have a psychological weakness to fire though. It reminds him of his dying world and the loved ones he lost. Although he is part of the Justice League of America, his motivations for being there are relatively unknown. Selina Kyle, Catwoman, is also on the team. Waller blackmailed her into being on the team using her criminal record and intends for her to counter Batman. She has no superpowers but does have a romantic connection to the Dark Knight. Recently though, she has shown a possible interest in Steve Trevor, but in the upcoming Trinity War, I wonder if her relationship with Batman could cause her loyalty to change. Ollie Queen, the Green Arrow, is another non-powered member of the team. The billionaire archer from Seattle initially tried to join the main Justice League, but was constantly rejected. However, he was one of the first people to be recruited by Steve Trevor for the Justice League of America. Katana, Tatsu Yamashiro, is supposed to counter Wonder Woman. In the past, she has been affiliated with the Birds of Prey. Katana wields the Soul Taker sword, which supposedly holds the soul of her husband. Carter Hall, or Hawkman as he is also known, is supposed to match up against AQUAMAN. HAWKMAN is actually an alien from the planet Thanagar who utilizes his powerful nth metal armor to dole out brutal justice. The Prime Justice League was initially interested in recruiting him, but felt that he was too violent. Vibe, aka Francisco Ramon, is the youngest member of the Justice League of America. He gained his powers from being close to an incoming boom tube during Darkseid's invasion of Earth. Vibe has yet to come close to mastering his powers, but is expected to match up against the Flash. Courtney Whitmore, Stargirl, is another redesigned character in the DC universe. She has magical-based powers that are yet to be defined. Like Vibe, she is one of the younger heroes out there. Amanda Waller brought her on the team to face off against Cyborg, but also likes to use her as a public relations prop. The Justice League of America also has a Green Lantern in Simon Boz. He is a new character created by Jeff Johns in the pages of Green Lantern. He was initially accused of being a terrorist, but got drawn into the Wrath of the First Lantern event when he was chosen by Sinestro's ring. In his brief time as a Green Lantern, he has shown tremendous willpower, even using his ring to bring a dead friend back to life. Although he is new to the game, he will probably be one of the stronger players out there. In DC's Free Comic Book Day issue of 2012, we even see him going after Batman. But of course, Batman always has to have the last word. The third Justice League is Justice League Dark. This is by far the least formal of any of the teams out there. As I said before, it was actually Steve Trevor who gave them their name. Initially, they were assembled by Madame Xanadu. She knew that the world needed them to overcome magical threats. Madame Xanadu is a psychic who has been alive for thousands of years and uses tarot cards to see the future. More recently, she has foreseen the upcoming war. The de facto leader of Justice League Dark is John Constantine. This mage could potentially be the strongest hero in the upcoming Trinity War. He has heeded the warnings and taken it upon himself to prepare. In his House of Mystery, we have seen that he has detailed files on all the heroes on all the collection of teams out there. Also, we know that he is blackmailing the Phantom Stranter into aligning with him. While Constantine may seem like a bad guy, he is actually interested in the greater good. As a mage, he understands that all magic has costs. He is willing to pay that cost as long as it does good in the long run. However, the costs he pays are often those closest to him, and though these losses pain him, Constantine realizes what needs to be done. ZATANNA is often the one who is crushed by Constantine's choices. She is the daughter of ZATARA, one of the greatest magicians of the previous generation. She has an on-again, off-again romance with Constantine that often ends badly. ZATANNA's power is derived from her backwards magic. She works out of Gotham, and Batman sometimes turns to her for help with magical problems. More recently, she has had a vision predicting the Trinity War. Unlike previous prophecies involving this event, this one is much more clear. ZATANNA predicts superheroes battling each other, Constantine facing off with Batman or Superman, and in the end, Constantine shaking hands with Lex Luthor. It is important to note that during the main Justice League's recruitment drive, she was offered a spot but refused. However, she may reconsider this choice if Constantine burns her again over the course of Trinity War. DEADMAN is another member of Justice League Dark. He is best seen as a ghost who can enter the body of others. Recently, we have seen that he is even able to enter into members of the Trinity of Sin. DEADMAN currently has a romantic interest in Madame Xanadu, and Steve Trevor has also offered him a spot on the Justice League of America. Frankenstein is also a member of this team. This undead wields tremendous physical strength. He also has access to the knowledge and resources of Shade. Amethyst is a recent addition to the team. She is a princess of the magical gem world and channels the power of different gems to gain different superpowers. The next member, Black Orchid, is actually a former Argus agent who was temporarily assigned to Justice League Dark by Steve Trevor. When her mission was over, she actually chose to abandon Argus and stay with her new team. Her power comes from her connection to the Swamp Thing's green and Animal Man's red. Alec Holland, the Swamp Thing, also recently joined the team. Initially brought in to help out, the Swamp Thing realized the magnitude of the situation and decided to stay. Anyone who reads Swamp Thing knows that he is one of the most powerful heroes out there. Justice League Dark also has a few previous members who may or may not show up in this event. The vampire Andrew Bennett is one who comes to mind. Many may feel that Justice League Dark is outgunned in this war. This team has interacted more than any other with the main actors in this conflict, and no other team can boast having one of the Trinity of Sin in the back pocket. However, the main weakness of the team might be how informal they are. Each member is free to leave whenever they want, and if Constantine starts making unpopular choices, then there's little stopping his teammates from abandoning him. The three Justice Leagues are not the only super teams involved. The Secret Society of Supervillains has already been connected to this event. Recently, they have tangled with the Justice League of America and shown an interest in Pandora's box. As the wizard Shazam told Pandora, in addition to those with a strong heart, also the darkest heart could open the box. Possibly the most intriguing member of the Secret Society of Supervillains is their mysterious leader. We've yet to uncover the identity of this character. When the Martian Manhunter attempted to read his mind, he had trouble doing so. We do know that he has a peculiar connection to Batman. He openly bragged about knowing the location and layout of the Batcave. In addition, he seemed excited about the prospects of battling Batman. He also made a curious comment saying, "If only the Joker could see me now." The Batman villain SCARECROW has also been recruited by the Society when he was freed from Arkham Asylum. He is yet to reappear, but there's a good chance that he will resurface during Trinity War. Another important member of the Society is Professor Ivo. Previously, he created the artificial intelligence AMAZO, which was defeated by the Justice League. He was then freed by the Secret Society and began making creations for them, including the monstrous Shaggy Man, as well as robotic copies of the League. Other members of the team include Signalman, Blockbuster, and Copperhead. Both Black Manta and Cheetah are also potential recruits. The Secret Society has been quietly waging war on the two public Justice Leagues. They have obviously had their battles with the Justice League of America, but they have also been attacking the Justice League, possibly hacking their computers and infiltrating the Batcave. We know that the Secret Society has an interest in Pandora's box as they stole Argus's data on the object. The Society's leader was also seen talking to a mysterious figure who is yet to be revealed. This could be another huge character in the DC universe, or even another member of the Trinity of Sin. For all we know, this figure could be pulling the strings of the Secret Society. There are also some wild cards out there that are important to note going into Trinity War. Of these wild cards, Shazam is probably the most exciting and powerful. Billy Batson, an orphan, wields the power of Shazam. He was given the power by the previous wielder of the power, the wizard Shazam, who also sat on the Council of Wizards. And seeing as the previous wielder of the Shazam power was also one who doled out punishment to the Trinity of Sin, Shazam is sure to be tangled up in this battle. As a hero, Shazam is youthful and inexperienced, yet he has a good heart and truly wants to help those he cares for. Recently, we have seen that he has the power to share the power of Shazam with others. This could definitely be important in the upcoming struggle. As I said earlier, the 7 deadly sins were released by Pandora and proceeded to corrupt mankind. The Council of Wizards seem to have tried to contain them, but they have been released along with the Black Adam. Pride, envy, gluttony, lust, greed, anger, and sloth were last seen running loose in Philadelphia. Another notable potential wildcard is Dr. Arthur Light. Traditionally, Dr. Light is a villain who is known to battle the Justice League. In the New 52, the Doctor is a specialist for Argus. While deciphering a Secret Society device, Dr. Light was hit with a burst of energy and permanently changed. Last we saw him, Amanda Waller was offering to help him in exchange for his loyalty. The Spectre is another potential wildcard character. Like the Phantom Stranter, he answers to the voice. The Spectre has also had run-ins with characters like Constantine, and if Trinity War is such a mystically themed event, he could definitely come into play. While we can't know for certain what Trinity War will bring, I think it's safe to assume that it will be crazy. With the most powerful members of the DC Universe battling over a box, twists and turns will come fast and often. Issues of trust and loyalty will come up on every team and between almost every character. Be sure to check back in with B3 Comics as the event unfolds. We'll be reviewing each part. I'd also love to hear what you guys think about Trinity War going in. Be sure to reach out on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll try to respond to as much as possible.